Inversion of subject and verb. To emphasize, we can use some adverbs at the beginning of a sentence. The effect can also be to make the sentence sound more formal. In these cases, the auxiliary verb is put before the subject. If we don't have any auxiliary verbs, we can use do, does, or did. Negative or near-negative adverbs like never, not since, no longer, in no way, only, rarely, seldom, etc. For example, I've never heard such a ridiculous thing becomes never have I heard such a ridiculous thing. Or she rarely wrote letters to her parents becomes rarely did she write letters to her parents. The adverbs well and little. For example, I little knew what would happen next becomes little did I know what would happen next. So and such with that to express result. Such was his surprise that he fell off his chair. Or, so embarrassed was he that he left the room. Adverbial expressions of place and movement like in front of me, up, down, along, in, out, here and there, especially when they are followed by intransitive verbs such as come, sit, stand, or walk. For example, down the stairs he ran. It means he ran down the stairs. Words that describe certain noises like bang, crash, or pop. For example, pop went the balloon means the balloon went pop. In conditional sentences with clauses that contain the auxiliary verbs should, were, or had, we can omit if and invert the subject and auxiliary verb. When placed at the start of the sentence, some adverbials require other changes in addition to the inversion of subject and verb. With no sooner, the main clause starts with than. NB, no sooner than, is not used for future events. For example, no sooner did I see him than I realized we had met before. It means, as soon as I saw him, I realized we had met before. We use not only but also to emphasize that two events have happened. For example, not only did his wife leave him, but he also lost his job. It means he lost his job and his wife left him as well. Either with a negative verb can change to neither nor with an affirmative verb. For example, I'm not hungry nor am I thirsty. It means I'm not hungry and I'm not thirsty either. Under any circumstances with a negative verb can change to under no circumstances with an affirmative verb. For example, under no circumstances should you smoke, means you shouldn't smoke under any circumstances. Anywhere with a negative verb can change to nowhere with an affirmative verb. For example, nowhere could we find a parking place, means we couldn't find a parking place anywhere. For one moment or second with a negative verb can change to not for one moment or second with an affirmative verb. For example, not for 1 second did she hesitate, means she didn't hesitate for 1 second. Until with a negative verb can change to not until with an affirmative verb. For example, not until he reached home did he stop running, means he didn't stop running until he reached home. Thank you for watching.